our protection. So thank you. The young people who are here, we have probably three generations, maybe more, standing together. And we are saying we're still dancing, we're still singing, we still know our language. In boarding school, that's what I was told, not to look like, act like, talk like Indian, go to ceremony. We were prohibited and told very young that we were all going to hell. So I want to tell you about this English language. It's very derogatory. I'm saying to you, Yat eh. That is collecting all the goodness and beauty and joy and love and peace and abundance from the divine. Yat eh. I'm going to speak that from my mouth. The other one is ahya. Thank you. You notice the air has to come in and out of my mouth. Yeah, 4 times, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, to say thank you with the Holy Creator's breath to the Creator. Get it?
Got it.
That's tribal languages. All of our tribal languages speak. We speak with this beautiful sacred language. So earth, water, fire, and air is our constitution, not a piece of paper that says in the pursuit of happiness and the addiction to greed. Yesterday, I said to the group for Indigenous Day that I realized at Hanford, where all that nuclear power is stored, that we had enough in America to blow up the earth how many times. I forgot how many times. I didn't want to know how many times. And I said, I said to myself, and you can kind of get an idea what that might mean. The United States is the suicide bomber of this planet. How did we get to be converted and acculturated to that thinking? My father put me on this path at a very young age. He initiated me at 8 years old. He said, understand that language that has caused so much suffering and destruction to our people, indigenous people all over the world. So let's go through the 4 phases of conquest, how we got here, and then the creative solution. Because I am an advocate for what is beautiful, good, and true for elder, for women, and for children. I am not against anyone or anything. I am an advocate for what is affirmative, life, constructive and life-affirming choices. We call that in the Navajo language, we call that one of our Divine Feminine Blessing Way ceremony. Living the loving way as a way of life, people. Living the loving way as a way of life. Belashli, 5-finger people, means humane with the E, humane being. Not the satanic human being, but humane being. Get it? Our spiritual name, 5-finger people, humane being. Beautiful words like that. Happen to learn from elder people as well, so that we got here. Let me go through history very quickly. There is a charter of liberty for the first laws for ownership of land and property, and women were included as property, and that came from the Vatican, and why the priests do not marry, because they didn't want to share inheritance rights with women and children. The next one, the Charter of the Forest, right of discovery of pagan land. Do you know that the discovery doctrine is still in place today? Do you know how many states prohibit that they say the English is the only legal language? Do you know that that's a form of genocide? We hold 33 to 35% of the natural resources. So the reservation system, foreign aid, the prison, the military, and social services are federal money laundering system. It doesn't mean you hide money. It means you use people as numbers and dollars in the computer, and we're not the flesh and blood. And also, did you know that treaties were a promissory note? There's no enforcement. And did you know that on an Indian reservation, an Indian has no rights to due process in a court of law? Of course not. It came from English common law. It came from feudalism. That's all power over. So we, indigenous people, we, all of us, we have power within from the Creator and the creation. We have power within to have power with others, and that eliminates power over. First, right of discovery of pagan land was genocide. Okay, you convert or you die. And the conquistadores came with the Franciscan friars. You convert, you genocide. Fear of survival. So we are carrying transgenerational fear of survival. The next one is conversion. Take away, I'm going to let you hold this one. Take away our sacred self in the universe, in our sacred place in the universe, in the natural order and the laws of nature. Replace it by a deficient self-image like alcoholic or sinner. And I call it an inverse thinking system because it's so twisted that someone has to remediate us out of that deficient self-image. Can you follow that? That is slicker than slickety-slick, people. That's a spell. And we're suffering from the rug was pulled out from under us, and we're still flailing like we're uprooted. But no one can take our power, and we cannot give away our power, but we can deny our power. So let us stop denying our power. What is that power? That is power from the Creator to have power within, to have power with one another. So, the first phase is genocide. The fear of survival. The second is conversion. That's take away and replace. Third is boarding school and relocation. Loss of land, loss of language, loss of food, loss of ceremony, loss of instruments, loss of relatives, loss of home, loss. Transgenerational, that means from generation to generation. Unresolved anger issues. We've been violated. Generation, we're carrying transgenerational, unresolved anger issues. Okay. Then that's where alcohol is numbing the pain. You understand? This is all intentional. We're set up for it for centuries by all these documents put in place. Oh, go Google the papal bull, again from the Vatican, and you will find out that if we're not a zombie down robotic, we're hostile and so we can be shot in the street, killed, the way John T. Williams was. And the perpetrator is set free. But if we say the truth, then we're subject to persecution. Well, the prophecy, the indigenous prophecy, is the time of silence, of persecution is ended because the world needs our language, our spiritual principles for living. They need it, so they're not going to persecute us anymore. So we can speak openly and honestly because for our collective survival. She's the next generation. We have the same name, Patricia. And that means that her gift, my gift, your gift, every person's gift here is used for our collective survival. Right? We were pitted one against the other, intertribal animosity and aggression, and even the genders, women and men and women, and domestic violence. See? All of that is designed for us to self-destruct. So, The second, so you understand that that's the third phase of genocide, which is boarding school and relocation, loss, and unresolved anger issues. It gets displaced. It has to go somewhere. So they taught us to fight among each other and create conflict. So we're so busy that we can't use our creative imagination. So that's what I call on you. That's my main message today. That means that we were told that one group of people had to win, and we have to agree to lose. So women, get it? Women and people of color have to agree to lose and pay to lose, historically. And today we're saying no. When the sun goes down and the sun comes up, a new day, new beginning, new generation, new life, new birth, we're saying no. We're making decision for win-win. All it takes is your brain. How do we both win? How do we use our gifts for our collective survival? All you young people, do that. Got it? That's what is in all of our teaching. All tribes have basically the same teaching. It's how to help one another. We had a clan system, healthy helping, reciprocity, feed one another, help one another, assist one another, compassion, love, generosity, like that. Okay, we got some acknowledgement from a beautiful child, you know, making that sound, making that noise. It's for you, baby. He hears that, he feels that. So let's go to what next? Exploitation and victimization. Even our tribal governments were set up to exploit and victimize our own people. And it had to do with this so-called competition for limited resources. Anybody ever hear of that? No such thing. Guess what? There's no debt. There's no mental illness. That's insanity. In our language, there's no way you can, there's no words for that. There's not even words for guns and bombs and war. All, you know, think about that. So exploitation and victimization, we're done with it. No more. Now, Renaissance. Remember, reawaken, and reclaim your spiritual sacred place and your sacred place in the universe. So what is the creative solution? We need a safe and supportive environment to empty, to cry, to sing, to dance, to vomit, to sweat, to every which way to get out that toxicity that was put into us. Hate, envy, greed, jealousy, anger, shame, guilt, fear, shame do not and cannot exist in our body. They're called in by the criminal mind to tell the body wrong information because they do not exist in the earth, water, fire, and air. So the creative solution is create a safe and supportive environment to empty without judgment, without punishment, without condemnation. Empty. That's not venting, that's not blaming, that's not scapegoating. See? That is a ceremony, a cleansing ceremony. And then our young people can discover their gifts, give healthy expression to those gifts, and be rewarded by those gifts. That's my message for you today. And I hope, my hope in this natural order, let me describe to you, is our word for that is sehasen, which is really self-reverence and reverence for nature, because we're nature and nature is within us. So let's celebrate, acknowledge, and appreciate creator, creation, and each other. Hojo nahaslin, hojo nahaslin, hojo nahaslin, hojo nahaslin. In goodness and beauty and truth and love and good health and wellness, in abundance, all is complete.
Guneshish. I'd like to ask my brother, alive, disguised, Kitain, to speak.
I'm very, 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 very pleased with everybody being here. Thank you. Good Cheese, Sacred Water, Canoe Family. Good Cheese, White Bear, Roger Fernandez. Good Cheese, everyone who is here. The Sailors Clouds, everybody, the bikers who help. I have to unfortunately leave. I have family obligations in New Mexico. I came up here for this. I'm honored to have stood with you, to have marched in the street, and I know that the spirit will continue, not just through the end of the day, but every day from here on forward. We will continue to get stronger and stronger. And our voices will not only be heard, but our faces will be seen. And everyone will know the beauty of the old ways, of us, of our families, as we retain, reclaim our old ways. So I hold my hands up to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd now like to ask a man who's been by us for a long time, and he said something that I always remember, and I talk to many down in the Southwest. It says that a song is a prayer, and a prayer is a song. And it really touched my heart. I'd like Roger Fernandez to say a few words.